Welcome, everybody, to another installment of Politalks. Derek Miceli for the Radio Results Network, talking with Michigan State Director for USDA Rural Development, Jason Allen. Thanks for stopping by the studio today.
Derek, it's great, and I always listen to you guys coming across the Upper Peninsula. I love the stations because you're in Manistee, Escanaba, so we always kind of tune you guys in to get the latest.
You know, and I understand you've been on a tour. What has brought you to the Great Peninsula?
About twice, once every 2 months, I try and be up here. Just kind of meeting with people. We're over in Ironwood, Houghton, here today in Marquette. We've had some great success stories this year in the Upper Peninsula. Over a historical perspective, we've invested in the last 8 years about $1 billion in the Upper Peninsula.
Yeah, so let's start with a bit about this. A lot of people know, they've heard USDA, they've heard rural development, they know that it's an entity that exists, but can you tell us maybe a little bit more about what the Rural Development Agency actually does?
We help with housing, infrastructure, business development, energy, and now we're crossing into the broadband area.
Okay, and as you mentioned, you've got a lot of projects that have been going on and stuff. Let's talk about some of the community ones that have been put in place here or are going to be.
That's right. And so in the diversity of projects here in the Marquette area, we've worked closely with Ishpeming and have the sewer and water project going on there. Down in your Manistee area, we just awarded a $2.3 million grant loan combination to the hospital in Schoolcraft County. We have a sewer and water project going on there. And then this spring, we were able to dedicate the new jail in Escanaba. And so it is amazing the diversity of projects. We're up in Norway talking with them about utilities and the infrastructure there. Also in Escanaba with Escanaba Power and some potential partnerships that we can work out there. And then today we've been having discussions with university and then also with some of the leadership here at the city.
It's great to work with the municipalities, as we've seen the different townships, cities, the university, all that. But I mean, also the UP has pride in individuality, also in businesses. And I understand that you guys have a lot of small business opportunity as well to help out.
The first area would be our guarantee program. And so we've guaranteed basketball court manufacturers, small hotels. Under $5 million, we can guarantee up to 80% of the liability. Under $10 million, 70%, and then under $25 million, up to 60%. Then we have a great energy program, and this energy program is called Renewable Energy Assistance for America. There are grants that go to the small businesses like a grocery store in a small town or a retailer or a small manufacturer. Kind of the sweet spot in these, Derek, is under $100,000. They're online under REAP and is an application that you fill out prior to the construction.
When you talk about things like energy efficiency and cost effectiveness, particularly here in the Marquette area, there's a huge emphasis on renewable energy, clean energy, energy efficiency. This is something that you feel like every business in Marquette County should be taking advantage of if they can.
Well, you've got that, and then you've also got in our municipal utilities that are in your listening district. We've been working with them to develop more solar energy. We have the ability to finance that under our traditional loans. And then we also have was a new program that has been being accepted by our municipal powers and our cooperatives. It's called Rural Energy Savings Program. Companies that want to generate their own electricity, companies that want to do energy efficiency can apply for very, very low interest loans to assist in those investments. But it also works for not-for-profits like a hospital or a university, or also works for homeowners. And as you know, the energy cost for homeowners is substantial. If you can add energy efficiency furnaces, insulation, solar, it's a great program to work with.
So let's talk about more of the programs then that you have for housing. You mentioned that a large part of what the USDA Rural Development Agency does is help people with their homes.
In the state of Michigan last year, we financed approximately 9,000 homes, and that could be with our direct housing program, which is headquartered out of our Gladstone and Sault Ste. Marie office. Families that may be struggling financially can come to us, work with a credit counselor, and then get a subsidized interest rate for homes under approximately $180,000. Then we have a traditional National Guarantee Program, which we can work with a local bank, credit union, mortgage broker, and that has a very, very low amount of money down. There's some hooks with that, but they're for accountability. But we do, I think in the Marquette area, we did nearly 70 of those last year. And then we also have a home repair program. And as we are able to talk about the ways to get families to reduce their costs, this becomes a second lien on a mortgage. It's at a low interest rate and allows families to maybe get an upgrade on their sewer and water lines, allows families to get insulation, energy efficient furnaces, put in new windows. And the home repair loan is also through our Gladstone or Sault Ste. Marie office.
So this is something simple then if somebody, say, wants more information on it to find out if they're eligible for it, they just walk into one of those offices?
Right, or you can go online. We have USDA.gov RD/Michigan, USDA RD/Michigan, or you can call our Gladstone office because I know it's close to Escanaba and also close to the Manistee station, and that's 906-426-1080, 906-426-1080, extension 4.
I want to zoom out here real quickly
Sure.
again. Circle back around to one of the things that you mentioned earlier that kind of stands out to me. You mentioned venturing into Broadway, or broadband, not Broadway. Different thing.
Acting!
Right, yeah, into acting assistance. But for broadband, that is an issue that when you look at rural America seems to be one of the biggest barriers when it comes to employment and access to information and such. What are some of the long-term kind of goals for the USDA Rural Development Agency in broadband?
Probably the best example is in the southern part of the state in Cass County, which is right on the Indiana border north of Notre Dame. That cooperative, Midwest Electric and Communications, borrowed money and put in, prepared for smart meters to all their homes. While the fiber was wired to their switches and transformers, this allowed the customers of that power cooperative to contract with them for high-speed broadband. They have every one of their customers that would want it can get 100 gigabytes up and 100 gigabytes down via fiber to each one of the customers. In northern Michigan, two examples that are moving forward. The first one is Great Lakes Energy. They are taking care of Sheboygan, which is right at the Mackinac Bridge, Emmett, which is at the Mackinac Bridge, Charlevoix, and Antrim counties. And they are partnering with us. We've loaned them money, and they are doing the same type of work for every one of their customers in the four-county area. Another place that we are in the initial discussions with is Traverse Light and Power, which would be very similar to what we have in Marquette. And they are preparing to do the same type of thing, putting together preparing for smart meters and putting high-speed fiber. When you start adding those tools to a community, being able to get that instantaneous, it starts attracting a different type of customer, a different type of resident who enjoys that high-speed information and allows them to work from home.
Right, and it really circles back to this grander goal of the USDA Rural Development Agency, which is really ensuring that people in what are considered rural communities don't get left behind, right? Because there's a bit of a bias when it comes to business and just a numbers game. The cities tend to get a lot of things first, but it's important because small town USA is one of the sole surviving pieces of Americana, it seems, and really you can't understate the importance of making sure that rural communities like what we've got here in the UP continue to thrive as they have.
As I listen to your stations talking about all the different advertisers, the small mom and pop restaurants, the small businesses, the different types of activities that go on in the Radio Results Network, it's amazing. And that is the fiber of America. And the Secretary kind of laid it out to us in kind of three succinct goals, which would be infrastructure, high-speed fiber, and then the aspect of job creation.
Sure.
And that's what we're doing because, unfortunately, as you know, the poverty rates in rural America are significantly higher than they are in urban. And so how do we give those tools to local units of government to move forward?
Sure. And again, if people want more information, maybe just on what the USDA does, any of the stuff that we had talked about, where can they go again to find that?
That would be USDA RD/Michigan.
Again, everyone, Derek Miceli talking with Jason Allen, Michigan State Director of USDA Rural Development. Thanks for stopping by the studio today.
It's a privilege, and thank you for what you do.